The warrants were made in connection to investigation, quote, allegations of criminal acts last May in an Arizona shopping mall. The YouTube star was reportedly not present in the home when the search happened. The LA Times reporting that multiple weapons were found and taken from the property. The FBI has confirmed that no arrests were made.
All right? You have to.
You do this. Yo, no fist.
Yo, chill,
Yo,
dude.
fist, dude.
Put the camera down.
Bro.
Logan Paul isn't just in hot water. He's staring down the FBI itself. This isn't some blogger digging dirt. This is the Fed circling around his empire, and the heat is getting unbearable. What dragged him into this mess? Greed. Plain and simple. At the height of the crypto craze, Logan flipped his fame into a weapon, cashing in on the blind trust of fans who believed in him. He pushed flashy projects, hyped them up with glowing promises, and then walked away when those so-called investments collapsed into dust. Lawsuits are stacking up like poker chips, and every new filing makes his empire look shakier than ever. Once upon a time, Logan Paul was a money printing machine. He wasn't just a YouTuber, he was a full-blown brand worth a jaw-dropping $45 million. From YouTube antics to his impulsive podcast, from viral boxing matches to side hustles, everything he touched seemed to turn into solid gold. He was untouchable, unstoppable, the face of internet success. But instead of pulling back when the spotlight was brightest, Logan doubled down. He jumped headfirst into the wild world of cryptocurrency, chasing fast money and even faster hype. That's where the cracks in his empire started to show. And trust me, those cracks are turning into craters.
I couldn't say anything because Eddie was being investigated by the FBI, and that was confidential information. It's all over the internet. I've been let on for a year, bro. I've also asked you to audit the contract for the game and see where the money went so many times, and that never happened either. Do you see how this looks?
I see how it looks.
What did you do?
Tried to help to get the project done. That's all I did.
Logan saw the crypto game as a bottomless gold mine. One tweet, one video, one endorsement, and the cash came pouring in. But instead of backing legit ventures, he cozied up to shady coins and sketchy projects, plastering his face on schemes that had zero real value. Fans thought they were investing in the future. It might have blown over if the coins Logan hyped weren't total jokes, but they were trash tokens tied to shady pump and dump games. Everyone could see the red flags, yet Logan still paraded them around like treasures. You could spot the playbook a mile away. On his socials and his podcast, Logan showered these coins with sugary praise, spitting out slick lines and painting big, dreamy futures. He made it sound like he was the hero, handing fans a golden ticket to riches, but behind the curtain, it was all a setup. Every sweet promise was really just a move to fatten his own pockets, while his influence kept fans hypnotized. And it worked. His army of followers dove right in, tossing their cash into these doomed coins. Logan hyped up fantasies of 5, even 10 times profits, and for a hot second, it looked real. Prices skyrocketed and people thought they struck gold. But that's when the nightmare snapped into focus. Just weeks later, the same coins Logan had hyped came crashing down harder than anyone could imagine. Reports show some tokens dropped by 96%, practically nuked to zero, leaving investors with empty wallets and broken dreams. And among all the sketchy projects, one stood out like a circus act gone wrong. Dink Doink, a so-called meme coin with a goofy cartoon logo and absolutely no real-world use. Logan went all in on this nonsense, blasting it across his socials and even daring to call it the greatest meme coin ever. Fans bought the dream and then watched the value tank by almost 99%, and it didn't stop there. He also attached himself to Safe Moon, another hyped-up token built on the slogan, "To the Moon." Logan wasn't moving solo. He and a crew of influencers lit the match that set off full-blown crypto mania, but the bubble burst quick. Safe Moon nosedived so hard that experts didn't even sugarcoat it. They straight up called it a disguised Ponzi scheme. And just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, Logan stamped his name on one of the wildest scams of them all, the Elongate Elon token. Back in May 2021, Logan hyped Elongate with reckless confidence, bragging that it made him rich. Just his words alone sent the token shooting up by a mind-blowing 6,000%. But that flashy success was nothing but smoke and mirrors. Behind the curtain, sleuths uncovered a crypto wallet tied to Logan that had loaded up on Elongate before he made the post, then dumped it right after, pocketing a quick $120,000 in profit. That's textbook pump and dump, no excuses. And the pattern is undeniable. Nearly every coin with Logan's name attached ends up the same way, soaring for a moment, then crashing in flames, leaving investors stranded with empty bags. Meanwhile, Logan stays quiet, walking away with profit while fans are left picking up the wreckage. Investigators and internet detectives pieced it together. Logan wasn't just a friendly promoter clueless about crypto. He was actively pulling strings. Those over-the-top claims, the big promises of life-changing money, all staged to inflate value, then bail before it all collapsed. But all of that was just the warm-up. The real showstopper scandal was CryptoZoo. This wasn't just another sketchy coin. This was Logan Paul's own baby, the project he bragged would change gaming forever. Logan pitched it as a revolutionary blockchain game where fans could buy NFT eggs, hatch them into wild hybrid animals, and then trade them for massive profits. He even painted it as a billion-dollar empire in the making, swearing it would be simple, addictive, and insanely profitable. With his media machine and smooth-talking confidence, the hype spread like wildfire. Millions of supporters jumped in headfirst, pouring hundreds, even thousands of dollars into these so-called NFT eggs. People thought they were buying into the future, part of a groundbreaking tech revolution. But then the cracks split wide open, and the whole illusion shattered. The truth? There was no game, no finished product, no animals, nothing.
What up, Dink Doink Telegram? It's me, Logan Paul. Now I know what you're thinking. Logan, what are you doing here? I'm doing the same thing as you. Holding my doink. That's what I'm doing. This is the shitcoin I believe in.
Those NFT eggs Logan hyped were literally worthless pixels. They never hatched, never evolved, never made anyone a dime. Within months, CryptoZoo's value plunged straight into the ground, wiping out millions of dollars and leaving fans with nothing but screenshots and broken promises. The betrayal cut deep. These weren't just casual investors. Many had staked real savings on Logan's word. And what did Logan do when the empire crumbled? He pulled his signature move: silence. No apology, no refund, no explanation. He vanished, leaving investors stranded while he ducked the smoke. But this time, the cover-up failed. Outrage exploded online. And then came the one man Logan couldn't ignore: CoffeeZilla. With ruthless precision, CoffeeZilla dropped bombshell video after bombshell video exposing CryptoZoo as a scam from top to bottom. CoffeeZilla didn't just scratch the surface, he went all in. After months of digging, interviewing hundreds of CryptoZoo victims, he dropped the hammer. Logan Paul is a scammer. Victims shared horror stories of losing tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, chasing Logan's billion-dollar vision. CoffeeZilla laid it bare. CryptoZoo wasn't just sloppy, it reeked of market manipulation. He dropped receipts showing how the project never delivered, yet sucked millions out of loyal fans. And the deeper he went, the darker it got. Logan hadn't built this alone. He surrounded himself with a shady squad of hustlers. There was Zach Kell, the so-called lead developer accused of holding the entire code hostage over unpaid wages. Then Eddie Ibanez, a man who allegedly lied about his resume, faked credentials, and built a career on fraud. And let's not forget Jake Greenbaum, allegedly skimming off a staggering $6 million from the project. These weren't partners. They were a rogues gallery of con artists. And CoffeeZilla's videos, they blew up like dynamite. Millions of views poured in, and suddenly CryptoZoo wasn't just a small tragedy hidden in crypto circles. It was a worldwide scandal. Logan Paul's name, once tied to YouTube dominance and flashy boxing matches, was now tattooed with one brutal label: scammer. The backlash was merciless. Across Reddit, X, and YouTube, people torched Logan's reputation. Fans branded him a human clown show, accusing him of being more than just a clueless promoter. He was the puppet master. Every promise he'd made about CryptoZoo's progress was dragged through the mud, while investigators pointed out wallets tied to him quietly buying low and selling high. Some fans admitted the hardest truth. They once believed Logan would step up and make things right. Instead, they watched him perfect a new role: the victim. He whined, "I got screwed too," painting himself as the betrayed hero, not the scammer at the center of the storm. But when it came time to face the heat, Logan didn't apologize. He lashed out. He dropped a video blasting CoffeeZilla, calling him a liar and accusing him of making stories up just for clout. He even pushed the claim that he was the real victim, blaming his shady CryptoZoo team for everything.
I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It provides a yield with a token, can earn you money. And as a person who understands, I think, the NFT space enough to know what works, what people want, and what they're looking for, I think my game is going to make some waves. So
it actually is.
Stay on the lookout for
That weak defense blew up in his face. CoffeeZilla's receipts were airtight. Emails, messages, documents, all too sharp, too detailed to ignore. Logan's video didn't just flop, it backfired. Under massive backlash, he yanked it down within days and replaced it with a shaky apology video, suddenly singing a different tune. But by then, the damage was permanent. CoffeeZilla wasn't letting up. He went further, filing official complaints with both the FBI and the SEC. He wasn't just talking anymore. He was handing over evidence of securities fraud, money laundering, and shady manipulation tied to CryptoZoo. With CoffeeZilla actively collaborating with federal investigators, the stakes exploded to a whole new level. And now, Logan Paul is staring at the kind of attention no influencer wants, a real FBI investigation. No formal charges yet, but his name is popping up in reports and the whispers are deafening. For now, the truth is still murky, but one thing hangs heavy: the FBI's shadow. Logan Paul can flash smiles on podcasts, strut into boxing rings, and drop YouTube videos like he's untouchable, but the mark of scammer from the CryptoZoo fiasco sticks to him like a stain that won't wash away. And the threat isn't fading. Insiders whisper that the FBI is still circling, quietly watching every move. All it would take is one brutal piece of evidence, and Logan's career could be vaporized overnight.
What did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Shut up! No, you haven't.
Yeah, 500K.
Oh, no.
That fear has him scrambling, and it's clear he's ramping up the legal pressure on CoffeeZilla and the same investors who got burned by CryptoZoo. Word is, Logan's legal team has turned into a blunt weapon, firing off endless nitpicky demands designed to exhaust anyone daring to fight back. It all ties to the defamation suit Logan threw at CoffeeZilla, a case that's dragging everyone into the mud. As the battle heated up, 3 CryptoZoo backers, spread across Portugal and New Zealand, were suddenly dragged into the mess. They were summoned to give sworn testimony, and CoffeeZilla's side suggested a simple solution: a quick Zoom session. Fast, affordable, no drama. But Logan's lawyers weren't having it. They shut it down instantly, insisting every witness haul themselves all the way to Texas for in-person questioning. On paper, their excuse sounded neat. You can't properly verify identities online, but to sharp-eyed observers, it reeked of a calculated power play. Instead of seeking truth, it looked like a way to squeeze victims even harder. These same people, already fleeced by Logan's project, now had to cough up thousands for flights, hotels, and transport, just to repeat a few lines under oath. From every angle, this feels like a textbook big league litigation trick. Drag it out, bleed the bills dry, and crush opponents until they're nothing but emotional wrecks and empty wallets.
That still gets me to my first big point here, and that is there is still an open investigation by the FBI. Logan Paul can say that it's quote-unquote dormant all he wants, but he really has no idea what the FBI is doing. I mean, since when does the FBI, or let alone any federal agency for that matter, give comprehensive updates about an investigation to the person that they are actually investigating? That just doesn't happen.
It doesn't just raise questions about Logan's morals, it lights up fierce debates about whether he's bending the justice system into a shield, dodging responsibility instead of chasing truth. The ripple effect has been massive. Online chatter is louder than ever, with people arguing that Logan has turned the courtroom into his personal gladiator pit. Armed with deep pockets and elite lawyers, he's steamrolling over the very victims his project burned. Instead of showing up with transparency and fixing what went wrong, he's running plays that look like stalling tactics, draining time, money, and energy from everyone stuck in his crosshairs. That imbalance of power only deepens the scar on his public image. He doesn't just look like a guy avoiding scam allegations anymore. He looks like someone gaming the legal system itself to protect his empire. Logan Paul's saga has become a cautionary tale for the digital era, where fame can turn nobodies into millionaires overnight. But one greedy misstep can send it all crashing into the abyss. Logan once had everything: fortune, clout, and the spotlight locked on him. But CryptoZoo exposed his darker side, showing how reckless greed can tear down even the strongest empire. His downfall reminds us of a brutal truth. In the chaotic world of crypto, there's no such thing as easy money, no matter how shiny the promises sound. At the end of the day, the only one really stacking cash from these stage dramas is often the one pulling the strings. So what do you think? Can Logan Paul ever scrub his name clean? Or is scammer stamped on him forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dives like this.